It's the Bubble in the Brain podcast presented by Lawn Chair HVA.
I'm ready.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here. I'm the Bubble. We got the Brains back in the studio. Special guest Casey Bowen returns. Sadly, no special guest Merrick Smith. As was mentioned before, this is our Pick'em episode of the week. Decided to split that from the regular show. But first, there's some big college football news to get to that we weren't able to cover Tuesday. First, Derek King sitting out this year. There was speculation that he was going to transfer. His dad made a statement that made it sound like he was going to transfer. He's since come out and made it sound like he's not transferring. Who knows what's going to happen? Wouldn't be surprised if he transferred.
I think it'd be smart for him to transfer Oklahoma, maybe.
A fourth straight
maybe
Heisman?
Maybe possibly 4 straight Heisman winners. I mean, another destination. Tennessee needs I feel like Tennessee just needs a quarterback.
Let me stop you right there.
Let
me stop you right there. Harrison Bailey's coming next year, so.
If Tennessee could get a quarterback, I feel like they 3-1. 3-1 right now.
With a chance at
maybe a close loss to Florida in the swamp. So
average quarterback. We don't even need a good quarterback.
I feel like Tennessee would be a nice destination for him.
Maybe. We don't want him.
Matt doesn't want him.
No. Why would you really take Harrison Bailey over Derek King?
No, I wouldn't.
Let me check my watch again. Yes, I would.
I like Harrison Bailey, but
I think Harrison
he's a
Bailey's
senior in
pretty
high school,
good, but Derek King's a Heisman contender.
Yeah, I agree.
And has Harrison Bailey played a snap
he
college?
gonna be-
Do we know he?
Exactly, Matt. You're proving our point. Harrison Bailey hasn't played a snap of college football.
And I still think he's going to win the Heisman
Derek
3
King has
times.
played
Would you rather have a proven Heisman contender or a true freshman who's never played college football?
A proven Heisman contender.
Derek King's not a VFL.
Harrison
Bailey is a proven ball for life.
For all we know, Harrison Bailey could decommit.
He could, but he's not going to.
He's going to transfer after his freshman year because Tennessee's going to win 3 games.
Well, that's a good bridge into our next topic. Tennessee transfers. 3 players, since I guess in the last 2 days have announced they are going to transfer from Tennessee. Will Ignont, who played a big role, one of our leading tacklers this year. Shannon Reed and Jaquez Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really heard of the other 2, but Will Ignont, 3rd string guy,
second string.
number 3 on the depth chart for.
But
second string. I don't know how much of an impact these guys would have had.
I mean, Will Ignont did start the Georgia State game, and I think the BYU game.
We lost those games.
We did lose both of those games, but I mean,
It was his fault. It was Will Ignont's fault.
He is a quality football player, I would say.
He was a high ranked recruit, wasn't he?
A 4-star. It will be a somewhat big loss just because we don't have that much depth at inside linebacker. Now we're gonna have to move. Jeremy Banks is gonna stay there permanently. I know they moved him from running back to inside linebacker at the beginning of the season, and then they're also probably gonna have to bump Aaron Beasley from a safety to an inside linebacker. He's a 3-star true freshman athlete from Georgia, and he's not very muscular. But they're gonna have to move him there just for depth purposes.
All I'm here is improvement, 100% improvement.
Addition by subtraction.
My dad, big with the Twitter fingers, when they announced that Jeremy Pruitt had made the statement that we were 100 times better than we were at this point last year, my dad cleverly replied. He said, if we're 100 times better than we were last year, that means the coaching was 125% worse. Interesting take there.
Well, it'd be 125 times worse.
125% worse. Because if he said we're 100% better.
He said 100 times better.
100%.
He said 100 times.
Check the tape. Roll the tape.
It's definitely 100 times.
He said 100 times.
Well, we'll put the tape in.
All right. Pick'em time.
Time for Pick'em. Pick'em boy Jake, get over here.
Get over here, Jake.
Come on, Jake.
Jake. How about you don't quit this week?
Jake.
Whoa, calm down there.
I'm here. I wonder if Jake can have any more temper tantrums.
Walk out of here. I wonder if Casey's gonna blindly pick Michigan again.
We'll see.
By the way, last week Casey picked Michigan to
Win by 30?
win by Michigan by 30
I think you meant
over
to say lose.
Wisconsin.
You know,
They lost by 3 touchdowns.
it was close. Michigan almost won
They
by
were down
30.
35-8, and then Wisconsin put in their third stringers
You
to
know,
make it seem like a close game.
all I'm gonna say is I had faith in Michigan. You know, maybe I shouldn't have been so confident. Maybe Jim Harbaugh's the worst coach in the country. Maybe he sucks. Maybe he should be fired, and he should be fired because he made me look like an idiot.
Who got the most points last week? Did Casey have the most points?
I had 6.
Oh, you have 6 total.
Oh, I had 3. I
I
have 6
had
total.
2. I was at 5, I believe, and now I'm at 7.
How many did I have?
I think you had 3 also.
I had 3.
Does that mean I get the
Go
belt?
Kings. We'll give it to Casey.
I'm
He
putting it
deserves
on.
His underdog covered.
Still
Feels
in last place overall.
Hey, it feels good. Hey, you can't make a comeback if you don't start behind.
That's true.
You can't make a comeback if you don't start behind.
Alright,
Just remember that.
Well,
this week's pick'em games.
game number 1, we got Maryland versus Penn State. Game is at Maryland. Penn State's a 7-point favorite. Casey, King Casey, start us off.
Start with Jake. I wanna hear
Start with
what everybody
Jake, the
else has to
quitter.
I think I'm going to take Penn State on this one.
Good job for not talking.
Matt, pick.
This
It's
is
your
tough.
turn.
This is a tough. It's a tough one because Maryland started out hot, sputtered last week, 2 weeks ago, last week. Penn State, number 12 in the nation. Maryland wins outright.
say. Wow. Didn't see that one coming.
Josh.
I think I'm gonna go with Penn State also. Maryland isn't gonna be able to bounce back from last week. They're not gonna be able to do what they did the first 2 weeks and score 70 points against this Penn State team. I think their luck is over and they're back to being Maryland. So I'm taking Penn State.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Josh and Jake. I like Penn State.
I'm the lone wolf. Game number 2, we got Virginia, number 18 Virginia at number 10 Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 12-point favorite.
I'm taking Notre Dame with Notre Dame. And I think Notre Dame coming off this loss against Georgia, they're really going to be fighting for a spot back in, what are they, number 10?
Yep.
They're going to be trying to fight for a spot back at least close to the playoff. I think it's too late for them now, but I think they're going to try to make a statement this week.
Jake,
Notre Dame.
good pick.
Nice.
I'm going to go with Notre Dame too. They impressed me against Georgia.
I'm gonna be honest. I love Virginia. I don't think they went out right, but I definitely think it's a close game. I think
He's picking Michigan.
maybe Notre Dame wins by a field goal. I think Bryce Perkins is gonna have a really big game. I think Notre Dame has a little bit of a hangover after that loss to Georgia last week.
Virginia almost lost to Old Dominion.
Okay, Virginia by 30.
Game number 3. The only other ranked matchup this week, I think. Number 21 USC at number 17 Washington. Washington's a 9.5-point favorite. King Casey starts off for this one.
Yeah, I'll start. Actually, I don't want to start. Somebody else start.
Washington.
USC.
I'm taking Washington. Slovis, he hasn't been cleared yet for concussion protocol after suffering a concussion.
Well, the third string was pretty daggone good.
Backups are looking good, but at the same time, Jacob Eason behind the center at quarterback for Washington. I think he's a really good quarterback. He has over 10 touchdowns already through 4 games. Actually, that's not that much. I thought they only played 3 games. Yeah, I love Jacob Eason though.
Washington.
So Washington by 50.
I'm also on Washington, mostly
Washington?
because it's in Seattle. I like Jacob Eason. I think he's the best quarterback in this game. And these are 2 teams that like to throw the football. So I think Washington covers.
All right. I'm about to make some moves this week if my picks pan out. Our last game, picking the over-under. Texas Tech at number 6 Oklahoma. The over-under is 71. Casey, I already know your answer. Casey loves the over.
I love the over here. there's a chance that Oklahoma scores 71 by themselves, and Texas Tech is going to drop at least 30 on
What if they
Oklahoma.
won 70-0?
You know, Texas Tech is going to drop at least 30 on the Oklahoma defense. I mean, Oklahoma might score 70 by themselves. I love the over. Life's too short to take the under.
I'm going under on this week just because, yeah, Texas Tech and Oklahoma, they're not known for having good defenses. They're known for winning games with the over under usually like possibly in the hundreds. But this year they've both shown big improvements on defense. Texas Tech's allowing 306 yards per game. You might think it's still kind of a lot, but they're usually averaging like 400-500 yards per game. And same with Oklahoma, they've got big improvements. So I think it'll be close, but I'm going under.
Over.
Over. Oh, I'm torn here. My gut tells me over. My heart wants to go against my gut.
Nice.
Always go. Cool. Bryson, gut.
I would
or
also
heart?
like to point
gut
out-
or heart. Gut. Over.
I would also like to point out the last time that these two teams played was last year. The final score was 51-46. In case you're not too good at math, that is what, 97?
Yes.
That
I'm
is
not too good at
insane.
math.
And that was in Lubbock. That was in Lubbock, Texas. Oklahoma with the home field advantage. They're going to put up 70 by themselves.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Alright. Well, that is all our games for this week. Any final words from you boys?
Oh, wait, I want to see something else. The last time this game, the last time
that
this
out.
game did not cover a 71.5 point spread was in 2013, and they play every single year.
You guys remember a few years ago when they played, was it Mahomes versus Baker?
No, it was West Virginia. Wasn't there an
No.
insane?
Mahomes Baker.
I'm
Holmes
thinking
Baker
Mahomes
had the
Baker.
most total
they,
yards. in
Both
the
they
game.
each had like 700 yards
Yeah.
of offense.
It has been 6 years since these two teams have not scored a combined 71.5 points going against each other. There's no way that over doesn't
This
hit.
year's different.
There's
Science
no way
does
that's
not
over
lie.
does not hit.
Science does not lie.
No way.
Science doesn't lie.
Science doesn't lie. Underdog picks. Let's get to it.
Alabama, Ole Miss. Ole Miss covers
What's the spread?
33.5.
All right, mine. Princeton and Bucknell. Bucknell covers. They're a 27.5 point favorite. I don't know a thing about either of these teams, but we'll see.
For me, I know. I've been the Michigan guy on the podcast. I've been big on Michigan. I predicted them to go to the playoff. I was wrong. They're playing Rutgers this week. They're favored by 27.5. They might mess around and lose this game outright because they suck. And Jim Harbaugh should be fired. He should never have a coaching job ever again,
If they lose-
except for them at the middle school level.
If they lose to
Rutgers covers. They might even win outright.
Rutgers might be one of the worst Power 5 teams of this generation.
Well,
So,
Michigan is now. They suck.
Taking UConn over UCF. UCF ended their 27 game win streak last week. They just don't have the momentum that they've had the past 2.5 years. UConn, they're not good, but it's a 43.5. UConn's a 43.5 point underdog. I think they can keep it.
I
within that.
hear Gino's going to be in attendance, so give him good omen. I doubt he goes to football games. But that is all we have for today. Go Bison, the Canadian tuxedo, Keen Casey, Hawks by 90, Vols by 90 against the bye week, Titans by 90, Hawks soccer by 90, Hawks volleyball by 90.
You can stop.
Baseball team's
Man,
back,
you can
baby.
stop.
Baseball team
Baseball's
is
back in
back.
action.
Shout out Coach Roach.
Canceled for half a day.
Can't keep it down for long. Yep, that's about all we got. In Smitty we trust.